Yo, what's going on, guys? KrispyFlakes here. So for today's video, we are finally going to do my 2020 NBA mock draft. Now, normally when I do my mock draft, I already have all my selections all picked out. I just shared with you guys why I'm doing that. But this time around, we are doing the full-on analysis, situation, man. You guys are going to see everything, like how I really come up with my mock draft. So it's going to be an extremely long video. But yeah, as we have on the screen in front of us, guys, on one side, we do have, the NBA draft simulator. On the other side, we do have more of a scouting report type of thing. It's actually a more realistic, top available players left as opposed to using the basketball.realgm.com website. Theirs is just not all that realistic. It's not bad. But, for example, they have, Isaac Okoro as, the third best player. I just don't really think that's the case. And some players are just, like Killian Hayes. He's, pretty far down on this list right here, man. So, to me, this one that we're using over here is more realistic. And, plus, it gives you, a nice little breakdown. So, I'm going to read through some of these strengths and weaknesses and just kind of make my choices based off of that. So, like I said, man, it might be a 1 hour to 2 hour video. So, if you stick around for the entire thing, let me know in the comment section below just so I know. And also, if you don't mind dropping that like and, of course, subscribe. And if you're to the channel, would be greatly appreciated. So let me just make sure everything looks good over here. Yes, it does. Okay, so does this all pop up? Yes, it does. All right, very nice, man. We're in a great situation here. Okay, so with the first pick in the 2020 NBA draft, that belongs to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Looking at their depth chart right now, they do have D'Lo at point guard spot. It says they got Malik Beasley starting point guard. That's definitely not the case. He's the shooting guard. But no, basically point guard D'Lo, shooting guard Malik Beasley. Small forward is going to be Jarrett Culver because, of course, wing is no longer on the team. They got Juan Gomez at the power forward spot and Karl-Anthony Towns at the center. So I will say this team definitely does need a power forward the most. But there's nobody in this case that I'm really reaching that far down for. Obi Toppin's good. I'd much rather have them trade away the pick and try to trade, down in the draft to get a power forward. But of course, that's not the case. So yeah, to me, you're looking at probably Anthony Edwards, looking at strengths and weaknesses. Powerful guard with elite length and explosiveness. 3-level score, can do it all there. Strength, length, and quickness to be a lockdown defender. So yeah, obviously having good defense out there will be big time, especially playing alongside D'Lo. Projected role is a star scoring guard. So some of his improvements is still learning how to play on both ends. I mean, yeah, he's extremely young. He's 18 and 19 years of age. Says he's 6'3". I think he's closer to 6'5", people were saying, though. Streaky perimeter shooter, 29% from 3 on 237 attempts from Georgia. Now, obviously, that's going to be a little lower because they didn't get to finish their entire season. Undisciplined defender who isn't always engaged. Motor can be questioned, which is actually a bit of an issue, man, because I know that was one of the big weaknesses of Andre Drummond as a center. And I just, just the word motor really stuck with me because I saw that at times. So hopefully that's something he just grows out of. But yeah, I mean, I think Anthony Edwards has to be the first pick right here. LaMelo Ball doesn't make much sense with D'Lo. James Wiseman, you don't need a center. Like I said, Obi Toppin at 6. I don't think I'm selecting Obi Toppin with the first pick in the draft. Now, I wouldn't absolutely hate it either if they did this and they went this route. Explosive leaper, versatile offensive skill set, has fairly sharp defensive instincts, which could be nice alongside Cat, of course. Projected role is run and jump big with stretch skills. So yeah, it says he likes versatility on and upright on the defensive end. I just don't think he's, I love Obi Toppin. I think he was one of the best college players. But I think with this first pick in this draft here, guys, I got to go with Anthony Edwards. To me, it just makes the most sense. So we are going to draft him. Okay, here we go, man. Previous pick, Anthony Edwards. Next up, we do have the Golden State Warriors. So there's big talks about this pick actually being traded away. Just because, LaMelo Ball doesn't make too much sense. I just think he would add, drama to a team that's really looking to bounce back after being in the lottery. Of course, their starters were all injured and stuff. But still, the Golden State Warriors with Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond, they don't want any distractions whatsoever on this team. A guy like Obi Toppin would be kind of interesting maybe to be Draymond's replacement in the future. But they do have Eric Paschall, who can kind of play similar to Obi Toppin. So I'm going to go with him. LaMelo would be interesting. But like I said, you don't really want that really distraction out there. I think if they have to draft anybody, it has to be James Wiseman. James Wiseman is no doubt the pick in my mind, franchise center. Now, first, option A is to trade the pick away. I just think that's the best case scenario. Option B, take James Wiseman. The reason I'm saying James Wiseman, they don't absolutely need to get a guy like this is because the team for so long has done fine with just a Kevon Looney or a JaVale McGee, Andrew Bogut, somebody like that. They don't really need that franchise center. It's not really how their team operates. Their team operates by swinging the ball around the perimeter, run things through Draymond and Curry, having some of the best shooters of all time on their team. And yeah, and then every now and then, maybe Kevon Looney, catches an alley-oop. But that's about it. So I would go with him here, though, in this case. You can't go wrong with him. It's even if he doesn't pan out, that's still going to be a center that a lot of teams would trade for in the future. So, yeah, I think if you have to draft somebody for the Golden State Warriors, has to be James Wiseman. Okay, here we go. Next up, we do have the Charlotte Hornets with the 3rd pick in the draft. So, looking at their depth chart real quick here, let me get James Wiseman off the screen since he's officially off the board. They do got Terry Rozier, Devontae Graham, Miles Bridges, PJ Washington, and Cody Zeller. So, if I were them, I would draft James Wiseman if he was available, but if obviously he's not in this mock draft. I like PJ Washington a lot, so I would stay away from Obi Toppin unless you want to run up the small forward spot, but I still think Miles Bridges could be somebody special. So then, I honestly think in this case, you probably go best player available. You probably got to go best player available, and to me, that is LaMelo Ball. He is like 6'8", so I mean, you could, in theory, run a team of, I probably wouldn't, but you could do Terry Rozier, Devontae Graham, and LaMelo Ball. But what I'm thinking they probably do is run LaMelo at the starting point guard spot, put Devontae Graham at the 2, and then maybe trade Terry Rozier away, who actually had a pretty solid season, right? Now, if I have it my way, then Devontae Graham is probably coming off the bench as like a 6-man. You'll really good scoring 6-man, but I don't really think they want to do that. But no, I think LaMelo Ball is probably the guy. And just looking at him, what does he do well out there? Elite size, obviously, has a chance to be an adequate defender to do his combination of terrific size and quick feet. Won't be turning 19 until after the draft, so he's extremely young. He's a project. Really a guy that, I think if you're the Charlotte Hornets, you probably start LaMelo Ball. But if he doesn't work out as a starter, then you just kind of maybe ease him into things. But I don't know if LeVar Ball will have that. Then again, he's not the coach of the team, man. And plus, if anybody's going to stand up to LeVar, it's going to be Michael Jordan, right? So projected role is a franchise point guard. Struggle to score efficiency, lacks a degree of high-end explosiveness, creating offense. Indifferent defender for much of his career. That will come with age, I think. But I think in this case here, guys, you go with LaMelo Ball with the 3rd pick in the draft. All right. So where's that draft button? Draft player. Alrighty. LaMelo is off the board, guys. I wish I could cross off the players, but that's not really an option. Alright, next up, we have a draft pick that I think is actually a little bit of what exactly do they do with the situation? That is going to be the Chicago Bulls with the 4th pick in the draft. So looking at their starting lineup right now, they do have Tomas Satoransky. I think it's going to be Kobe White, though, as the full-time starter, obviously. Zach LaVine. Chris Dunn is not the small four. That's why I'm not using their thing here, guys. It's actually Otto Porter, Lauri Markkanen, and Wendell Carter Jr. So I do think the best player available at this point is probably like an Obi Toppin, but they don't really need a guy like that unless they plan on trading Wendell away or Lauri Markkanen, which probably is not the case. You obviously could look towards the point guard position. I still think Kobe White's future is as just like this amazing 6-man, like the next Lou Williams type of player. But, they might want to start him next season, see what he can do exactly. So then at this point, you look at the small forward position and you look towards Israel's Denny Avdija. I think I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but hey, it took Giannis until he won his first MVP before I started pronouncing his name correctly. So that's just how it is sometimes. But yes, so Denny, 6'9", 215-pound, very versatile player. Big enough to play the power forward, but has the ball handling creativity and playmaking skill of a point guard. So, obviously, I've heard it says he's a big playmaker, which could actually work out really nicely for this team at that small forward spot, because then Kobe White can focus more on, scoring the basketball, which is great, right? So he can focus on that, and you actually run things through Denny. That would actually be kind of interesting. I'm actually a little bit more convinced about this pick right here. Inconsistent shooter at times, though. I've heard the comparison of Luka Doncic. Obviously, Luka Doncic is going to be the new, standard when it comes to European players. It used to be Dirk Nowitzki. It's either you're going to be Luka or you're going to be Andrea Bargnani. For me, personally, I see more of a versatile Danilo Gallinari, but obviously he has to work on that three-point shot. But I think it's the perfect fit right here, guys. I've heard Bulls fans, kind of go either way on it. But, yeah, we are going to go with Denny Avdija at that small forward position. Like I was saying, I do love the idea of him being able to play that 4 spot, because then obviously you can run Lauri at center sometimes with Denny at the 3, Denny at the 4, and then Otto Porter at the 3, and that could prove to be pretty interesting. So here we go, man. Welcome to the team, Denny. All right, next up, we do have the Cleveland Cavaliers. Right now they got Darius Garland, Colin Sexton, Jetty Osman, Kevin Love, and Tristan Thompson. They definitely need a forward. They need some wing players out there, man. So let's actually bring up the forwards real quick here, see who we got left available. And we got Obi Toppin, Jaden McDaniels, Scotty Lewis, Precious Achiuwa. A lot of great players there, man. But for me, what I'm doing is I'm probably going to shop Kevin Love this offseason. It's just to the point you no longer really need him. So then you look towards his replacement, and I think it's got to be Obi Toppin here, guys. So looking at Obi Toppin and his availability here, well, we actually kind of read about him, but run and jump big with stretch skills. Could honestly be like a more athletic Kevin Love. Like, obviously would have the offense of Kevin Love, but also be able to put the ball in the court. Maybe not as good as in the post as K Love is, but we're kind of getting away from that in the NBA anyway. Maybe not as good of a rebounder, but I still think he works out perfectly for the modern day power forward position, guys. So Obi Toppin, I got him as a member of the Cleveland Cavaliers, draft player. Alrighty, next up, we get towards the Atlanta Hawks, and right now they do have Trae Young, Kevin Huerter, DeAndre Hunter, Cam Reddish, John Collins. Of course, they're going to have Clint Capella for the starting center spot next season. But I'm looking at the players over here, and we still have Okongwu. You got Isaac Okoro, a small forward, Tyrese Haliburton, Killian Hayes, Precious Achiuwa. Okay, so I think it's a bit of a reach at this point because I'm kind of like the idea of like Devin Vassell at that 2 spot alongside Trae Young, but I think it's a little bit of a reach at this point to go with him. So I think at that point, you're probably looking for a starting shooting guard, right? You got to go to the guard position out here. And for me personally, I mean, Isaac Okoro could actually, well, since he's a shooting guard, I think he's more of a small forward, to be honest. Let me actually pull him up real quick here. So yeah, he's listed here as a small forward. He's 6'6", probably could actually play either position, but versatile two-way role player. Has ideal physical tools for an NBA wing, has plenty of room to grow out as an offender, lauded for his approach to the game. You love seeing that, means he's very intelligent. So, man, I'm kind of leaning towards him. I was also thinking maybe like a Tyrese Haliburton, because he's like a 6'6" guy that can play off-ball combo guard. Same with RJ Hampton. But I think defensively, you want Isaac Okoro, probably the best two-way player in the entire draft here. And can play that small forward spot or that 2 spot. You also got Cam Reddish, who can play both positions. So I think it just kind of gives them something to work with. Obviously, DeAndre Hunter is still on the team. But I think for the Atlanta Hawks here, guys, it makes the most sense. I'm going to go with Isaac Okoro to play alongside Trae Young. Trae Young is fantastic, horrible at defense. So you want some good defense alongside him. I think it's the way to go. All right, next up we got my favorite team, which is the Detroit Pistons. So right now we got Derrick Rose, we got Luke Kennard, small forward spots non-existent, power forward spot. We do got Blake Griffin. Yeah, this is all. Seiko is not a center, man. This is all screwed up, bro. This is all screwed up. But we got Christian Wood. Hopefully we re-sign him. Okay, so for me personally, I want a point guard. I was kind of thinking maybe like Okongwu would be kind of interesting because I feel like he could be a very versatile big guy in the NBA. Him and Christian Wood could kind of be like their future front court. But I think point guard is the way to go. Right now we have Derrick Rose. Outside Derrick Rose, we don't have a point guard. Like last year, Tim Frazier was playing. Reggie Jackson ended up getting traded away. Bruce Brown was playing some time at point guard. But yeah, Derrick Rose is going to be around for one more season at best. So it's a very deep point guard class. I think it's a good opportunity for us to get a point guard. So of course we got Cole Anthony, Tyrese Haliburton, Nico Mannion, but I think Killian Hayes is the guy I want to go with here, guys. And just looking at him real quick here, he is a big-time playmaker, which is exactly what this team needs. We need a guy that can get all the guys involved out there and make them, better than maybe what they really are. Kind of like what Steve Nash would do, or Jason Kidd. It's like they were all, or even LeBron James, playing point guard essentially for the Lakers. Like those guys can always make players around them much better, guys. So yeah, great size for the lead guard at 6'5". Love to see that. Comfortable pick and roll player. Could be nice for Blake Griffin or Christian Wood. Fairly experienced. Love seeing that. Average athleticism. Okay, that's fine. I mean, you definitely want more explosive point guards these days, but as long as he can knock down shots, that's fine. Extremely left-handed dominant. Definitely need to work on that. You got to be able to, not be predictable. Defensive intensity comes and goes. Once again, something else to work on. But I feel like, Killian Hayes would be the best scenario for the Pistons in this case. He only averaged 12 points, 5 assists, but could be a project. It's kind of where we're at with the Pistons these days. It's like you got to go with a guy that's just be a good project, right? All right, next up we got the New York Knicks, who of course were notorious for just having bad luck in the NBA draft. I felt like my Pistons had bad luck, but this team on another level, right? Alrighty, what do they need? Yes, they need yes. So they do have RJ Barrett. They have Mitchell Robinson. I feel like those are 2 nice pieces to have already. Looking at players available, going to my big board over here, you still got Okongwu on the board, Tyrese Haliburton, Aaron Nesmith, or Nesmith, I think is how you say it, Precious Achiuwa, Patrick Williams, RJ Hampton. For me, I feel like Cole Anthony is the way to go. To me, Cole Anthony has the potential to just be one of those really hyped up just like, man, you want to watch this guy play type of scores. So like maybe like a Kemba Walker, you know what I'm saying? Like what Kemba was to the Charlotte Hornets. They definitely need a point guard, and you know, looking at what he does exactly, aggressive, confident scorer. You love to see that. Glimpses of competitiveness on the defensive end. Says he can be a shot creating lead guard. So I think, you know, some people might say it's a little bit of a reach, you know, here this early in the lottery, but I think it would be a nice little steal for them out there, guys. I'm being 100% honest. So I am going to go with Cole Anthony as their starting point guard. Just, I don't know, man. I just feel like he's just confident. And that's what the Knicks need. They need a confident player out there. So we're going to go with Cole Anthony with this pick. Obviously, you go with maybe like an Obi Toppin, who's still on the board for us here. But, yeah. We're going to go with him here in the... No, Obi Toppin was taken. I'm sorry. He was by the Cleveland Cavaliers. So, yeah, definitely going to go with him. There we go. Next up, we do have the Washington Wizards. And the Washington Wizards are not in a great spot right now. They have 0 defense. If Isaac Okoro was available, that's who I would go with here, man. But it's a little nerve-wracking to decide who they want to actually go with in this case. And for me... I'm kind of considering Tyrese Maxey. Let's look him up real quick here. I mean, you got a lot of other great players still available. You know, Tyrese Haliburton, who is still there. But, you know, what I'm looking at is they still have John Wall. I don't think John Wall is going to be traded anytime soon because no team is going to take on that big of a contract. Bradley Beal, I could see being traded away, so you might actually want to look towards his replacement at that shooting guard spot. And, yes, so I'm thinking maybe Tyrese Maxey, Devin Vassell. Tyrese, looking at him out there, 6'3", versatile guard. It could be a two-way combo guard. So, like I said, you're going to get the athleticism. You're going to get that defense. You're going to get, you know, some shooting out there. It says he's got a 6'8" frame or a wingspan, which is great. Not a freakish athlete. Makes threes, so could play nicely off John Wall. I feel like that's the way to go here, guys. Once again, I don't know if it's too much of a reach. I think it's pretty realistic. They already got Rui Hachimura out there. I guess maybe like a small forward, you look towards somebody like that. But even like... if he's got a 6'8" wingspan, I mean, he could play a little small forward too, probably. But, yeah, since he's a point guard, he's definitely a shooting guard. So that's who I'm going to go with. Next up, we got the Phoenix Suns. Phoenix Suns. All right, so they do need a power forward, and they need a point guard. Not a lot of, like, power forwards available out here these days. You do have Precious Achiuwa, who could be a good two-way player. But definitely more, you know, defense. I would say more maybe like he would be like a Jeremy Grant type of player. You got Bay right here, who I've heard great things about him. I don't know too much about his game, but it says a 3-and-D forward. That could actually be really interesting in this lineup. But also I'm kind of looking towards the point guard spot because Ricky Rubio did have a solid season, but you look beyond Ricky Rubio and you don't really have too much out there. For me personally, guys, I'm thinking probably Tyrese Haliburton. Tyrese Haliburton is the way to go. 6'5", I think he's closer to like 6'6". Says he's got about 6'8" wingspan. But he says he could be a secondary ball handling 3-and-D guard. So, you know, the Phoenix Suns do like to run a lot through Devin Booker, which is fine. So Tyrese Haliburton could be like a combo guard for this team. I think he can start at point guard, average 7 assists last season for Iowa State. But also, I think he could play that shooting guard spot, that off-ball spot, and play alongside Ricky Rubio at times. I would definitely use him as a bench player to start off. But, yeah, I would really kind of, like, mold him into being that future star player, you know, a really future star backcourt player alongside the man Devin Booker going forward. I feel like it's a good pick. Here we go. Draft player. There we go, guys. All right, next up we do have the San Antonio Spurs. This gets a little interesting, guys, because obviously, man, like, they got some good things going for them. I think their front court is what needs the biggest help out here. Right now, they do have DeJounte Murray, Bryn Forbes. Obviously, Keldon Johnson should be a star for this team. Lonnie Walker. Well, I don't know if he'll be a star, but he'll be a really solid player. But yeah, then you got like LaMarcus Aldridge, Rudy Gay. Got a lot of age there. Jakob Poeltl's fine. That's about it with him. I think he's fine. This team needs some athleticism. I think at this point, and like I said, I don't know why he's not listed on here, guys. He's not even listed as a guy to even take. Where's he at? Okongwu. Wait, I think it's OW. Wait, I can literally look on my screen in front of me. Yeah. O-N. It's O-N. Okay. O-N-Y. It's not showing up. You guys are seeing the nitty-gritty here, guys. Is he not even like... Oh, wait. I think you got to go with... Yeah, it would be last name. So it would be Okongwu. Okay. So, okay. Okay. Isaac... I'm sorry. I don't know why I said Isaac. Okay. Okongwu, as I think is how you say his name, guys. I'm a big fan. I feel like he's going to be a Lamar Stoudemire type of player. But he's that guy that's going to give you instant athleticism on this team. I think he definitely helps them shift to a new age of basketball. He's really what you want at that center spot today, or can play a little power forward, I think, too. Definitely would want to work on his outside shooting. Hopefully he would get there, but I kind of stay like Amari Stoudemire, maybe a Bam Adebayo, you know, a guy like that going forward. But that's definitely who I'm taking with this draft pick for the San Antonio Spurs. So here we go. Welcome to the team. Alrighty, next up we got the Sacramento Kings. Sacramento Kings. So looking at the big board right here, all these guys are pretty much gone. You still got Precious available. Not really a lot for the shooting guard spot. Devin Vassell will be kind of interesting. I mean, I feel like at this point you might just go best available. They got De'Aaron Fox at point guard. I could see probably like Buddy Hield getting traded this offseason. So small forward spot, power forward spot, both weak. I mean, Harrison Barnes is fine, but he's all right. Marvin Bagley, I'm probably running at center these days, to be honest. Belitz is old. Jabari Parker's injury prone. Okay, I think this is probably a good opportunity to take the man Bay. Where's he at? Might be a little bit of a reach at this point. Well, what else we got for power forwards? We still got Precious Achiuwa, who could play both positions. Give them a versatile defender. Patrick Williams available. Aaron Nesmith, I don't know much about him. Let's actually read about him real quick here. 6'6", play versatile shooting wing. But I don't really want to go with a small forward because, like I said, man, they're going to be running a lot of, you know, they got Harrison Barnes out there already. I feel like it's that forward spot they really need help with the most. So, yeah, I'm thinking that Bay guy might be the way to go here, guys. Let me read about, yeah, right here we got him where we can pull it up. 45% from 3 on 6.7 attempts. That's fantastic. Can play defense. Somebody that can play off of De'Aaron Fox. That's who I'm going with here, guys. Going with him. All right. Next up, we do have the New Orleans Pelicans. So, for the Pelicans, I think we got to keep in mind that J.J. Redick is getting older. He might get traded this season. They got Drew Holiday. His contract's going to be up $26 million. So he'll probably be gone after this season. For me, personally, the player I am going with is Josh Green. Josh Green isn't even in the draft class, is he? I don't even think he's in the draft class. I could be wrong about that, right? I don't know, man. For me, I am going with Devin Vassell at this spot. I feel like Devin Vassell is the perfect two-guard for this team. Lonzo and Devin in the backcourt is elite defense. He brings you three-point shooting, which can play off Zion Williamson. He seems like the perfect fit at this 13th spot for me. It feels about right, too. It feels like he's right in that realm. So we'll go with him with that pick. Alrighty. Boston Celtics, of course, have the Memphis Grizzlies pick. And I think out of thinking, through all this right here, a backup point guard would be nice. Let's see who's available, because right now they got like Brad Wanamaker, who's fine, but I feel like that's all we kind of is. He's just fine. We got Nico Mannion. Theo Maledon is available. That would actually be an absolute steal right there. Trey Jones, good scoring point guard. But they also got Carson Edwards that I think could actually probably be the backup point guard next season. I think for this team, I'm probably going to go with loading players. Okay, I'm probably going to go with Precious Achiuwa. I just feel like he's a guy that can play multiple positions, and plus with Gordon Hayward, injuring his ankle, we don't know how that's going to affect him long term. He's just a guy that's really injury prone at this point. So I feel like Precious Achiuwa just gives them a guy off the bench. Very versatile guy that could play with Marcus Smart, bring them some elite defense off that bench too, which is nice. But I feel like Precious Achiuwa, if they get him at that spot, would be an absolute steal. So there we go. All right, next up, we do have the Orlando Magic. So next season, they also got Chuma Okeke coming into, the NBA. Hopefully his ACL injury is all good to go. But yeah, looking at our big board right here, we still got Nesmith available. Patrick Williams, RJ Hampton's out there. He's fallen quite a bit. I know he had some injury issues, so I wasn't too mad about him falling. But no, I think at this point, guys, I'm probably going for my... what's his name, guys? DJ Augustine, probably going for his replacement. They got Markelle Fultz as the starting point guard, so I'm going to start looking for a backup point guard in this case. And I feel like out of all the point guards, the best one available would have to be probably Theo Maledon. But also, RJ Hampton being available would be nice too. I could go either way. I could really go either way. Let me look up Hampton real quick here. Yeah, I didn't take him yet, did I? No, I took, okay, I think I got all guards listed, so best available. Okay, so where's RJ Hampton at? He should be, okay, he's not here yet. Is he just not listed on here? RJ Hampton. He might just not be listed. That's why you just gotta love. Am I missing him? Am I just blind? Hamilton. Yeah, he might not even be listed as a player for whatever reason, unless I already drafted him, which I totally could have. I can look right down here, actually, to be honest. Okay, I did take with the second round keys. My apologies. Okay, he's not even on here. That's the bad thing about this, is that I have a poor memory. So it's like, who did I draft or not draft? Okay, well, at this point, for the Orlando Magic, then, I'm just going to go with Theo Maledon. I feel like he's the best backup point guard available. In the future, could end up maybe replacing Markelle Fultz, but probably not. Definitely a possibility. But yeah, going to go with him. All right, there we go. He is drafted. Next up, we got the Portland Trailblazers. So for me, I'm 1,000,000,000% going with a wing. And at this point, the best available wing player that I'm seeing is Patrick Williams. He's like a 6'8" guy, will bring you some good offense. 3-and-D combo forward, that's exactly what they need. I mean, they have Ronnie Hood, who's like also the same type of player. I don't know if he plays great defense, but he's a 3-point shooter, 6'8", obviously. But yeah, just maybe not, he's coming off a bad injury too, so it might be, you can really never have too many versatile, 6'8" players like this. So I'm going to go with Patrick, since the Krusty Krab knows this is Patrick Williams, to the team. Maybe, if he's available. Bro, where is he at, man? Why is this list? Did I draft him too and just not know it? I could literally have the worst memory of all time. No, I did not draft him, so he should definitely be on here available. Williams. All right, well, maybe I will just take somebody named Williams, and we can pretend it's Patrick Williams. For whatever reason is not on this list right here, unless I'm completely blind, which is totally probably the case. So we're going to take Roderick Williams, but pretend it's Patrick Williams. Just keep that in mind there, guys. Oh, great. Here we go, man. So weird. Next up, Minnesota Timberwolves with the 17th pick in the draft. So obviously, man, they got Anthony Edwards. I think at this point we're looking for the best power forward available. Not a lot going on. You got Jalen Smith out of Maryland. So looking at him, 6'10", floor spacing, shot blocking, big. That actually seems like the perfect guy to put alongside Karl-Anthony Towns. That seems like the perfect player. So I feel like Jalen Smith is where we want to go this time around. Yes, sir. Jalen, there's going to be a billion Smiths on here. There's going to be a billion Smiths. Hopefully Jalen is one of them. And Jalen Smith out of Maryland. I'm happy about that pick. Position ranking 5. You also got this Alexaji guy right here. 7-footer. It says in the mismatch playmaking 4. I would say he's probably more of a center. Could probably be like a Sabonis type of guy. But yeah, I'd much rather go for the guy that's probably a little bit better at defense. So we're going to go with this man right here. Here we go. Welcome to the team. Next up, we do have the Dallas Mavericks. Okay, so you could probably look toward the small forward or center spot. Now, Dwight Powell is coming off a major big-time injury. I feel like Willie Cauley-Stein, I think he's also injured too. So you definitely want to go with a center. I feel like the center is the way to go with this team. And honestly, as far as like playmaking goes, it might actually be a good time to go with this Pak Suv guy. I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce his name at all. But no, I think it's a good time to go for him. Says he averaged 10.7 rebounds, 3 assists. I don't know if he's a guy you would start right away, but definitely a guy you could put in the system. I think he would work out nicely. So he will be our pick here in this draft. Okay, Brooklyn Nets, power forward is what they need the most. Power forward. They are very weak at that spot. So let's go to the best available forwards. And you got Aaron Nesmith still available. I believe we did not draft him yet. I think he's fallen quite a bit. But yes, let's see what he's all about. 6'6", versatile shooting wing. So could play that 3 spot, could play that 4 spot. I don't know if he's really a power forward, but maybe in some small ball lineups he would definitely work out there. But yeah, I think he's kind of fallen a bit too far with the Brooklyn Nets to be ecstatic to get a guy like that. So here we go. And we're cleaning up this board pretty good here, guys. Next up, we got the Miami Heat. So let's scroll down here a bit. Nico Mannion still available. Josh Green, Leandro Bolmaro, Jaden McDaniels. Okay, so for me, I'm going probably best available point guard. Just because you do have Kendrick Nunn on this team, but Goran Dragic is getting a bit up there in age. So I actually really like the idea of, where's Nico at? Nico Mannion. No, he's still available. Mannion. So the worst part is searching for guys that should just be on the list. I hate this website. It's absolutely atrocious. It's the best I could find, though, man. Yeah, no, I didn't take them. Nico Mannion. We might take another guy and just pretend that it's Nico Mannion. For whatever reason, they have guys that are drafted next year, but not this year. Let me make sure I didn't take him already. Oh, no, oh, shoot. I do not remember taking him for the Portland Trailblazers. Did I take him? I don't think I did that. Bro, I think I got glitched out, man. Portland Trailblazers, Nico Mannion. I did not select him. I did take Jaden McDaniels right there. Maybe it was the case. I don't know, man. That's weird. Yeah, okay. Well, Nico Mannion was not supposed to be selected. No, I took Patrick Williams. Yeah, I took Patrick Williams, so I don't know why I took him. Okay, so what I will do is I'm just going to draft Patrick Williams right here, but pretend those two are switched around there, guys. I don't know what happened with it. I'll try to make a note of it when we get to the end of this video right here. But yeah, completely weird. Unless I messed up, which is definitely the case. When you make a freaking hour-long video or whatever, like you're bound to make mistakes without editing and stopping and stuff like that. But my apologies, guys. Yeah, that definitely should be Nico Mannion at that point guard spot. But it's all good. Okay, next up we got the Philadelphia 76ers. Oh God, they need a lot. They need a lot. So right now they got pretty good at the guard spots. They got Shake Milton, of course, Ben Simmons, usually the starting point guard right there. To me, it might be a best case, it might be a best player available opportunity. And you're looking at maybe I guess Josh Green is available, isn't he? Josh Green, Jaden McDaniels would be nice. I actually like Jaden McDaniels quite a bit. He is just like somebody, he's just like a 6'10", stretch big out there that I think would be nice alongside Joel Embiid, but also space things out for Ben Simmons a bit. Maybe to give you an opportunity to maybe even trade away Tobias Harris or Al Horford. So, yeah, I feel like Jaden McDaniels is who I'm going to go with right here. Assuming he's available. McDaniels. Where are we at, man? McDaniels. I am pretty sure I did. Bro, this is screwing up. I didn't even take Jaden McDaniels right there, man. I took that other guy. What is going on? Oh my God. Okay. I did not. I took the other dude. I took that forward guy, right? Huh. Okay. You know what I'm going to do, man? I'm going to stop this right here, and I'm just going to finish it out on a notepad or something like that because it's getting really screwed up. So I'll be back in 1 second, guys, with my official finished mock draft. I'm sorry, this website's really screwing up. Okay, guys, my apologies. So this is the rest of the draft right here. I did rewrite all the mistakes, too, that the website screwed up on for whatever reason. So yeah, we did leave off on the Sixers. For the Timberwolves, they do have Bay on there. I think that's how I had it. Patrick Williams was the Blazers. And then Nico Mannion for the Heat, 4. And then for the Sixers, I went with Jaden McDaniels to be a 6'10", stretch big for them. Denver Nuggets, Josh Green, shooting guard, hopefully to be the replacement for Gary Harris going forward. I think Josh Green's, yeah, he's available, right? I mean, he's on the website, so I could have swore he was next year, man. I could be totally wrong about that, though. Utah Jazz, we got Kira Lewis Jr., who was a point guard available just because, Mike Conley, how many years does he really have left of the team? Plus for a backup point guard, too. Bucks with Isaiah Stewart, good, 6'10" inside center. For the OKC Thunder, we had the best small forward available, Robert Woodard the second. Celtics, Trey Jones, just to give, Carson Edwards a little competition for that backup point guard role. For the Knicks, we do have Tyler Bay, power forward. LA Lakers, Cassius Winston. I think he's a good solid point guard. We got Ramsey here for the Raptors, who I believe was another point guard. That's just assuming, Kyle Lowry retires sooner rather than later. Or, Fred VanVleet goes to a different team or he becomes the starting point guard, then you got a backup. And for the Celtics, we do have a center, Udoka Azubuike, just because, Robert Williams. I mean, once again, just give the guys some competition out there and this canter, get to keep those guys honest. But there we have it, man. That is my mock draft. Hopefully it was good. Hopefully I didn't, skip any players. I mean, I didn't watch a ton of basketball this year. Maybe you guys are like, yeah, we could definitely tell, Crispy. But, yeah, I just felt like, just off the top of my head, this is what sounded good to me. There's a good chance I missed a player. Thank you all so much for watching. Peace out, my friends.